Before we get today's recap video started, be sure to hit that big red button and subscribe to New Orleans Saints Today so you can stay in the latest with the news, rumors, and previews we have all season long for your Saints. NOLA, there's no better place to get your Saints info right here on New Orleans Saints Today. That's a tasty W right there, New Orleans. Washington, get a mascot for your football team already with that L right there. Welcome into New Orleans Saints Today as Jameis and the boys head to the nation's capital and get their third win of the season. 33-22 over the Washington Please Get a Mascot football team. Jameis Winston throws for 279 yards, 4 TDs, does have a pick. Alvin Kamara comes to life, 16 carries, 71 yards, and a TD. And then the breakout game we all wanted to see from the former University of Tennessee wide receiver. Somebody in the office here actually knows the guy. At least he had a beer and claims he knows the guy anyway. Marquez Callaway, 4 catches and 85 yards receiving and 2 TDs. Let's talk about Mr. Crab Legs himself, Jameis Winston on this one. Completion percentage, not ideal. We could scrap that out the window, right? 50% completion percentage. He was 15 of 30. 279 yards, though, and 4 TDs and 1 pick. This felt like the most Jameis Winston game of all time, early and often, right? You had one drive where you had a long touchdown pass to Harris, 72 yards. The next really possession you have, you throw a pick, and then you have another touchdown after that, and then Jameis looks like he didn't have LASIK surgery after all on the 4th drive of the game, and the Saints stall out. Overall, I thought Jameis looked pretty damn good, though, for Jameis Winston expectations, right? We're not comparing him to Tom Brady or Drew Brees or anything, but I love Jameis Winston and his offense, and Sean Payton allow him to air it out. But let me know, go back to school real quick, grade Winston's performance versus the football team, A, B, C, D, or F. I'm probably going to go a B+ on this one. I think Jameis Winston actually looked pretty damn good today, and you have to realize the expectations with Jameis, right? There's going to be flaws in his game just because he's going to throw into the tightest of windows or maybe even windows that don't exist. That's just Jameis Winston. But he looked really, really good today against a football team defense that was getting hyped early on in the year and looked absolutely abysmal against the Saints. And speaking of the offense for the Saints, 369 total yards of offense, nice. 33 points, and they didn't have to run the football much because, well, they had chunk plays, and really there's 3 guys that had those big chunk plays, and we got them right here. As these are the 3 wide receivers / pass catchers for the New Orleans Saints that stood out. You got Dante Harris, who really just 1 catch, 1 target, 72 yards and a TD. Good enough for me on the week, Mr. Harris. You earned that paycheck. Alvin Kamara, he had 8 targets for 5 receptions, and he also had 51 yards to go along with this 16-carry, 71-yard performance on the ground. It's just good to see Alvin Kamara involved in the pass game, right? Last week he ran for over 100 yards, but he had no receptions. That's something you haven't really grown accustomed to, and I know that Drew Brees is no longer there, and that's where Alvin Kamara got a lot of his catches and receptions, right? But Jameis Winston has to get him involved in the pass game if the Saints really want to go deep into the playoffs potentially. I know that's kind of a weird thing to say right now for a 3-2 team. I think the defense is good. I just don't know if the offense can be consistent, and they really haven't been early on. But I think they could be a lot more consistent if they give Alvin Kamara the ball in the pass game a lot more. I also know this. New Orleans Saints fans are super consistent, and if you're a New Orleans Saints fan, you got to like this video. Simple and plain. That's what it comes down to. I mean, we are the best, and I mean the absolute best place to get your New Orleans Saints news on YouTube. It's absolutely free. We're giving you multiple videos a week, keeping you up to date on your New Orleans Saints. Let us know you're watching by liking this video, and hey, if you want to, go ahead and share the video on social media as well. Talking about that Saints defense, again, Washington, first and foremost, please get a mascot. Like, we know you're a football team. We know that. But the Saints defense came out and absolutely performed great. Now, 373 total yards is kind of misleading there. I thought that the really football team was just trying to pass heavy, and rightfully so. They were down in the game, and those numbers are skewed a little bit. But 22 points is not too bad to give up in this one, considering your offense got over 30. I thought Cameron Jordan, leader of the defense, looked pretty good today. Only had 2 tackles, but got continued pressure on a beat-up Washington football offensive line. I thought the backup quarterback there, Taylor Henickie, really had no chance on some of the passes back there, and that was due in large part to Cameron Jordan creating pressure. At some points, they were even triple teaming him. I saw a couple of drives where they were triple teaming him on a play here, play there, mostly double teams, but that's the kind of respect Cameron Jordan gets in this league, and rightfully so. He's one of the best defensive linemen in the league, and he proved that today against the football team. Now in the secondary, he got the veteran himself, Mr. Bald Man with the great beard right there. I'm telling you what, that is a great beard, Malcolm. Don't ever change, sir. And don't ever change on the football field either. A heavy hitter, but he made an impact in the secondary as well, wreaking havoc on Henickie, who I mentioned really wasn't that great today for the football team, has shown some flashes of being maybe more than a backup, but to me, he's a backup, and the Saints proved that today. Overall, the Saints defense was a bit inconsistent at times, but they did enough to win, right? And that's what's the most important about this. When we're talking about the Saints defense, they've had injuries back there. Marshawn Lattimore missed a game. He was back in this one on Terry McLaurin, who did lead the football team in receiving, but I thought Marshawn Lattimore actually had a pretty good game. It's just sometimes Scary Terry's going to get his, right? But overall, the defense, the linebacking unit with Mario Davis, as well as Cameron Jordan on that D-line, played really, really well. And to get pressure on a Washington team that was trying to kind of piece together their offensive line with some of the injuries they have, and not to mention having a backup quarterback with a running back who has a shin injury, and Antonio Gibson, I thought the defense put a lot of pressure on the football team and created a lot of havoc for them, which really led to a lot of the success they had on offense, putting the offense in proper field position and positive field position, and they took advantage of that against the Washington football team and their defense that, I don't know what the hell happened there. Outside of Chase Young, everybody has just been garbage, being rightfully honest with you on that one. But let me know, who was the Saints MVP in Week 5? You can go anywhere. You can go Jameis. You can go Kamara. Callaway was there as well. Maybe you go to the defensive route. A defensive play stands out to you. Maybe that one where, he threw a couple of interceptions. I'm just saying. But let me know down in the comments below who you think the Saints MVP is for Week 5. For me, I got to go with the QB, man. I think that he looked absolutely phenomenal today. Jameis Winston, again, goes 15 for 30, 279 yards, 4 TDs, and 1 interceptions as the Saints get above 500 and are now 3-2 on the season after really controlling this whole game outside of maybe about a 5-minute stretch against the football team. You love what this offense is doing, and if Marquez Callaway can be that wide receiver that we showed today, and again, I know one of the plays was a Hail Mary, so it was a little bit skewed, right? But if he can be that guy that we saw in the preseason and live up to those expectations and hype all the way until Michael Thomas returning, this Saints offense has a chance to be special in the second half if they can stay healthy. Again, 33-22, the Saints moved to 3-2 on the season. Jameis Winston with a big day, 279 yards and 4 TDs and 1 interceptions. And the New Orleans Saints head back to NOLA. Happy campers.